Good morning. This is Silverleaf Nightshade. I looked out at my yard, and these beautiful purple flowers with the yellow thing sticking out. Just gorgeous. And so I thought, well, that's pretty neat. And I went to pick it up, and then I saw all of these thorns. Not sure how well you can see them there, but it's just covered with thorns. I mean, even under the leaf, it's covered with thorns. So we looked it up, and this growing in a field is actually poisoned cows before because the berries are so toxic. The livestock is about the only thing that would eat them. Which leads me to the question for today. Based upon our lovely silver nightshade and all the stuff that's been popping into the noggin, is it good or is it not? And that's a big question. And we go over it and over it and over it and over it throughout our lifetime. Is Silverleaf Nightshade good? Because that is a really pretty flower. It really is, isn't it? Or is it bad? It's both. Good morning and welcome to Morning Meditation. I am Ann Morrison and this is Ascension Studios. And it's okay to be both. I went up in the mountains yesterday, had a wonderful picnic on Mingus, and it overlooks the city of Cottonwood. And it is the mountain in between where I live and where Cottonwood, Arizona is in the north. And it was beautiful and scary. There was a hang gliders drop off. I have a little bit of a fear of heights. And then the kids were up there too, which of course brings out even more fears and insecurities. And you just turn your head and hope you don't have to call rescue because you don't want to curtail and you don't want to teach them to be afraid of things. You want to teach them caution, not fear. And we take so much of that and we put it into our daily lives through trying to figure out if a person is good or bad. Like the nightshade. Nightshade's got all sorts of uses. It's a wonderful relaxer. It can help to rejuvenate the soil. It is beautiful flowers. And it's deadly. And I think that that's a really good lesson for all of us. I mean, Bill was talking about the coffee. Is coffee good for you? Or is coffee bad? Yeah. Is this person good? Is this person bad? Yeah. Am I good or am I bad? Yeah. Absolutely. It is a matter of being a fully well-rounded person, to have some of all of it. And there's times when somebody gets on your nerves, and to you, it is standing up for and protecting yourself. And to them, it is, oh my God, what a bitch. And okay, sometimes I am, absolutely. And sometimes I'm a very nice person. But what comes down to it at the core is I'm a person. I knew this young person scared of the world. Absolutely scared of the world. And as soon as I didn't buy into coddling, I became a bad person. And as soon as I called that person on some of their behaviors, I became, quote, a terrible person. And it's like, okay, yeah. everyone has within them to be a terrible person, and everyone has within them to be the great, loving, wonderful person. It isn't about judging whether somebody is wonderful or whether somebody is terrible. And you really do isolate yourself and live in a world of fear when you start to categorize something as either or. The world is not black and white. It is multicolored. The glass is not empty. It's refillable. The world is not one or the other. People are not one or the other. That's what makes us so complex and so wonderful and so interesting. If you try to deny the fact that you have negative emotions, negative feelings, negative experiences, you are doing just as much damage as trying to deny that you have happiness and hope and love. It is okay to be the human that you are. And you try to take strides in your life that make your life better for the path that you are on, so that you can do the contract that you had with the universe and go forward in the direction that you are given all of the gifts and attributes and the experiences in life that have given you all the tools you need to follow along on that path. It isn't about whether you're a good person or a bad person, you're both. I know Roundup is terrible for the environment, and I know it's terrible for our food. And these guys, if they come back after being cut down a couple more times, will probably get some. Bad person. I know that I like my coffee brought in, especially pay more for it, that doesn't have mold, and very careful about what I put into it. And I add little chocolate, raw chocolate pieces to it to try to get the health benefits out of it. But if I have too much in a day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get less health benefit and more crap. The gray area. The yellow ochre. The toned down sand colored yellow. The red rock red. The rich brown looks orangey. The dark brown. The shit brown. All of those colors are in all of our experiences. I get a little sun yesterday, and being a polka dotted person, it means I get all sorts of polka dots in all sorts of different colors all over everywhere the sun shined. Everything is full of colors, grays, tones, and as soon as we start bringing anything down to right or wrong, yes or no, black or white, what we have done is we have so encapsulated our life that we feel absolutely trapped in this unmovable, unshakable, unpermeable capsule. Unable to move, unable to express, unable to go anywhere. And I have seen people who allow themselves to be completely taken over with this right or wrong. And the self-loathing that comes from the fact that they find out that they're not always right. Okay, newsflash. You're not always right. I'm not always right. No one is always right. And everything you know, you could find out is totally wrong anytime. So, Let's be present in the moment, in the company, in the experience, and understand all of the sides. And appreciate all of the colors and the tones and the grays. There's a wonderful philosophy in painting, especially in painting realism. If you want a color to pop, you have to put it beside a muted earth tone. Whether it's a gray or a dingy, greeny, dirt color, whatever. If you want a little orange flower to really pop, you put it beside an earth tone, because they need to play on each other. Just like in this world, we need to be able to play with all of the different aspects of ourselves. I get bitchy, I get irritable, I get whiny, I get irascible. I love all the colors. And sometimes I pull them out so I can get through them quicker. And sometimes they just are there. And after a while, you have to start figuring out what the root cause is. And one of my root causes right now is that I haven't been doing my regular routine of creating. I've been taking care of and being present for others and forgetting to be present for myself, which makes me a grumpy girl. It does. What is it that makes you grumpy? Go ahead and put it down there. Because it's okay. You know, we all have them. And I get so irritated with the people who come on spouting wellness, but embodying a sense of perfection, like what they used to do with the photos in the magazines. They touched them up. They smoothed out the bubbly thighs. They curved up the hips. They angled out the legs. They made the adjustments so that they would look perfect. And now there's filters of crazy out there, making you look perfect. And I'm here to tell you, even when I put my face on, I'm never going to appear perfect, because wellness isn't about being perfect. Wellness is about being okay with you as you are in all of your different aspects, in all of the medium tones, in all of the grays, in all of the earth colors. Everything that allows the wonderful part of you to really pop and shine. And all of it comes together. And there is no fault in being a human. And when we all shed our bodies at the end of our time, we're going to go back to the ocean. We are a drop. The energy is the ocean. And in that ocean, we're going to get the benefit of the experiences of all of us who have been in all of these lives and all of these experiences. And we're going to have a wonderful amount of information to swim about in. And all of it will be just as much us as if we had lived the life. Everything from serial killers to true Nobel Peace Prize winners. Swimming around, offering us context and interest and all of the different colors and areas of life. When we work on something with ourselves, we work one bit at a time. We don't want to change everything. There's a lot of good parts about me. I'll keep them. And the other parts, well, they help to color the good parts. So I don't think I want to get rid of them either. I just want to be me in a version that is better for me and more fulfilling for me. And does that sound narcissistic? Well, I think every one of us should have some level of narcissism, because if we don't, we're friggin' doormats. Absolute doormats. So it's okay to have some things in your life that are based on you and what's best for you. And it's okay to color them with multiple shades of all sorts of experiences that make them pop. Just like the nightshade, the beautiful little purple flower that's created this wonderful purple blanket across my yard. And don't touch it. Without all of the aspects of it, including multitude of thorns, it would not be this beautiful silver leaf nightshade. And here is the flower that proves that it is beautiful and deadly, medicinal and prickly. And aren't we all? So don't forget that being human is okay. And don't try to get yourself into a state of perfection. What you do is you take one thing, and I'm going to make this thing better. And you go from there. Today, me getting away from my own black and white thinking and the blame and shame spiral that come with that is going to be what I'm focusing on. I'm going to add in something wonderful into my routine. I'm not going to worry about taking nothing out. If it is meant to be replaced by one of the new things that I put in, that's okay. It can go. But I'm not working on taking things out or stopping things or not doing things. I am adding, not subtracting. When you add, you are abundant. When you have to get rid of or stop or quit something, you crazy. So let's just add. And as we add, the things that no longer serve us will fall to the wayside because there will not be room for them. So you keep adding the positives that you want in your life, in your living, in your experience. You allow yourself to be human, all the way human, fallible, flawed, goofy, silly, irreverent, irascible. All of the bits and pieces that us humans are. And you allow those wonderful bits of you to shine because all of the bits are there to help support how brilliant it is when you actually do, and the parts of you that actually do shine so bright. That's finding your gift. You don't find your gift by quitting everything. I mean, dairy. Is dairy good for you? Or is it not? Yeah, I thought eating these diets of seeds and yams and all of that other was good for me. And turned out I was starving myself, which is why I got so fat. So we don't really know until we do, until we add something new, whether or not this is something that is good or bad for us, or whether something that we want to keep or something that we don't want to keep, because that's basically what it comes down to. Good and bad are concepts. They're emotional characterizations. They are opinion. Pure opinion. When you go and you see a field full of goats, there isn't a good one and a bad one. They're goats. When you go see a field of people, they're not good or bad. They're people. And being people is pretty awesome. exactly as it is without having to try to make it perfect. I have a hell of a lot better stories from the times when I wasn't perfect than I do from the times when I came close. And I do love to laugh. So today we're going to work on getting rid of those characterizations that define something as black or white, good or bad, yes or no, pretty or deadly. Because there is always so much more that we may see and we may never see. A person who cut us off may have just lost a family member, and they are just not all together. And they may just be an asshole. But we don't know. I'm going to choose to believe that they somehow need to be there more than I needed to be there. And I'm going to let them have what they need because I still get what I need. Then I'm going to move on. I'm not going to judge whether that was a good behavior or a bad one, or whether it was acceptable or not acceptable. It was a moment in time that once it happens is gone. And you should allow it to be gone. And you can't if it's bad. If it's bad, you're going to have to vent it out. If it just is, and I guess they needed it more than I did. Okay. Then you move on. Characterizing and defining things in that very particular way can only lead you to manifesting those things that you do not want to have happen. And being able to see all of the different aspects of what it could be so that you can allow it to roll off your back. What you have done is given yourself the freedom to be more expressive as you in this circumstance, on this planet, in this wonderful gift that we call life. You want to be well? Start with being more well than yesterday, with one little action, and do that one little action until it becomes a habit. And once you have the habit of doing something that is beneficial, that's back to good and bad, isn't it? See, it's hard to even get through the talk without screwing it up. Once you allow yourself to create habits that feed your well-being, then you can let go of deciding that everybody else's well-being is just a put-on piece of crap. Okay. And then you go free yourself from the prison of having to be in the presence of something either too good or too bad. And just be in the presence of fully well-rounded humans and experiences and energies. Okay, I'm going to start off in our ego. I think it's our ego that wants to characterize things as good or bad so that we can lift ourselves up to be better than other people. And this is a bad use of ego. There's lots of good uses of ego. But when you consider yourself better than another person based upon especially something that you just barely see, that's a bad use of ego. If you recognize, wow, their life is a lot different than mine, it's going to be really interesting when I get to find out more about it when we're no longer in this vehicle. I bet you there's some really neat stuff in there. And some challenges that I am not currently dealing with. Wow. So let's start off in our ego. And let's fill it up in a healthy, beneficial, lovely, wonderful way. I like me. I know I am the creator of my life. I am as powerful as every other entity. I am perfect the way I am in my imperfect state. Let's bring it down. Connect to the earth. Ground yourself. Feel red, orange, yellow, green, pink, turquoise, indigo, and crown. Open up to the energy. Download the next step. Feel the unconditional love for us without any pretense of perfection. Let's bring it back. Let's go into the mind palace. Calm the tornado. And while sitting in the still and safe place where I am welcome and awesome person right here in the mind palace, I'm going to remind myself that there is no true black and white. Black and white are simply reactions to the light. And once the light is there, you have so many colors encompassing everything. There's no right or wrong. There's no black and white. There is no absolutely yes, absolutely no. Stealing, wrong? Not if you're a 7-year-old with a starving 5-year-old in the middle of a war-torn country. There's always a gray. And I want my mind to look for and embrace all of the muted earth tones and grays that go into a full picture and a full realization of that which is around us. And I don't want to stick to the black and whites anymore. And I know this may pose a challenge to the patterning that I have had set up before inside myself. And I can meet this challenge. And I can rid myself of those harsh judgments. And with them, I can rid myself of the shame, the blame, and the fear. Back up to crown. Accept the download. Open the box. Speak the truth. Care for me. And care and love for you. And a healthy ego with a good system of choice and a wonderful connection to the earth. And the truth is, after all that, at the risk of sounding contradictory, I feel pretty good. Namaste.